In this video, we will discuss about minimal tumor, residual tumor cells in molecular drug resistance. So, what does this means? This means that uh, different therapy in order to cure cancer, and what are the problems that arise in different therapy, and why most of them are not able to cure the disease completely. So, let us start with one of the problems that arises: intrinsic resistance. We can see that there are two different kind of population. One is EGFR drug sensitive, and one is EGFR drug resistance population. So if in this if in the therapy that included EGRF inhibitor, that might be able to remove most of the population. However, small section of population still able to survive, and with time this population will grow and generate or create cancers within the patient. So this therapy, though it might seems the therapy in which EGRF inhibitor is introduced, might seem uh, prominent in small duration of time. However, in long duration, the cancer will regrow because of the present of EGRF intrinsically resistance population. So next one is the tumor cell adaptation. So what happens is that in case of in this case tumor cell adaptation, uh, in case of environment of drug sensitive, in case of environment of drug sensitive environment, or we can say in case of drug sensitive pressure, it might lead to some kind of reprogramming of the cellular omics, and it will initiate or it will initiate or over stimulate the signals that are responsible for pro survival of the cells, uh, and this metabolic change might lead to tumor cell adaptation and prevent them from being completely damaged, prevent them from being completely killed by the drugs, or with time they can mutate. This population might mutate. Some part of this population might mutate itself into a drug resistance population, and with time this will also regrow itself and create a new kind of cancer, or different kind of cancer compared to the previous one within the patient, as it is represented by this uh, blue color is represented as drug sensitive population, and when it is under drug sensitive pressure, it reprogram its cellular omics and uh, proactivate its pro survival signals that might lead to the new tumor cells that are resistant to against the drug, and that is represented by yellow and uh, silver. Yellow is been found by different activation of different kind of pro survival signal, and gray is found by activation of different kind of pro survival signals, as it is mentioned here. uh, now we can understand the third part is that of tumor microenvironment adaptation. So what happens is that there is a heterogeneous population of cancers. There is a heterogeneous population of cells present that include cancer cells and stromal cells. So when they are in the environment of drug sensitive, drug sensitive uh, when they are in the environment of drug sensitive sensitivity, then what happens is that the stromal cell that usually produce TGF beta factor, and the tumor cells will undergo autocrine process, as we have discussed earlier, that in autocrine process cell will generate its own growth factor. So both of these factor will help the tumor cell for survival without even the need of EGRF. So in case if the therapy uh, that in uh, that involves EGRF inhibition might not be able to cure this kind of tumor, that is and it might lead to tumor microenvironment adaptation process, and because of this cells might still be able to survive without EGRF. So this is tumor microenvironment adaptation. The last one is the pharmacokinetic therapy failure. So this is, you can say, one of the uh, easiest uh, or therapy failure, and it can be cure uh, and remedy or cure or remedy of this failure can be done with more efficiency, because in this the failure of this therapy is because of low dose of the drugs that might not be able to penetrate inside the tumor cell so that it can do its function, that is to kill the tumor cells. So this can be cured by increasing the dose, or finding out the method, or the there is a why the drugs are not able to reach to the tumor cells. Sometimes it can be complicated depending upon the types of tumor the patient has. So these are the major four ways by which most of the cancer therapies are not been successful, and some overview of the idea why they are not so successful, why the present cancer therapies are not so successful. So that's all for this video. Thank you for your time.